Dog, that's just how I'm feeling.
It's week 14 of the NFL, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Pats and the reigning AFC champs, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 22.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. Taking it about the one. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get it down shy of the 20. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Jones. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. He's going to loft it, deep right sideline. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Throwing Jones. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball in the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
The Patriots send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and
on 3rd down, Barry. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On 2nd down, it's Barry.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4, 2nd down coming up.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
2 straight 4-yard runs, and it is steadily working the ball downfield. To me, they're staying right on schedule. 1st down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
Open man is Quinn, able to connect. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 41-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
On 2nd down now, it's Barry. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
Now back to throw. He'll let this fly deep for Quinn. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. and they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 1 yard.
On 3rd down, Ellison. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. You don't see that a ton, do you? With the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens. This is all still subject to change.
Oh, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9 now. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the side.
But here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat now, run the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, that's a down and distance coach is always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Patriots. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Point after try forthcoming. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw here. He'll let this fly deep for Quinn. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
3 yards to go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's got Quinn here. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. Barry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
27-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Intercepted by the Patriots.
So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
Another go around now for the Patriot offense. Now, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw. Jones. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. 4th now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Ellison fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at them right now and say, let's get away from them entirely. Let's start throwing the football, but I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set a tone for the game for you, keeps your offensive linemen feeling good about themselves, and it actually tamps down a defense's pressure because if you just throw it all the time, it's going to tee off with the pass rush.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's Berry. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll come on to kick this one away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Patriots take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series for those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
On 2nd down, Ellison. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, Jones. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Back to throw. Jones. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
brings up 2nd and 7.
From just shy of midfield, Jones, pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Here's Jones throwing on 3rd and long. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The Patriots send out their punter. They'll boot it away from about his 35. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
There's Trimble, the tight end. That catch good for only a couple.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd.
They'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Berry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down now. It's Berry, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed.
Intercepted by the Patriots. They'll take over.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 17, Jones. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Jones on 3rd down, looking for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Second and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the second quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so, because the run has been very effective for them.
Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Back to throw now on 1st down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
It's now 3rd down.
So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Josh Jacobs, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. From there, we head cross-country to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Chris Godwin, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City, see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Sam Darnold has a couple of touchdown passes. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for New England. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, on the other side, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You completed 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you've got to get your confidence going.
63 yards rushing for him now to this point. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
On first down, Hensley. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Second and 11 now. They'll set up a throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Dances by him. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll keep it on the ground. Ellison. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Now Jones to throw on 3rd down. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And this is, unfortunately for him, a montage he's probably not going to want to keep here for his files.
And I'm not so sure that he would describe it as a spotlight, although it is beating down on him pretty well.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
2nd and 5. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Barry. And his bid for the 1st down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That's pulled in at the 32. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
That catch good for only a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 41, Jones out left. Allison's got it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
5 yards on the play.
Back to throw. Jones.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Perez. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And down inside the 15 he goes.
80 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. They'll keep it on the ground. Barry. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Taken down at the 11-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
It's a gain of 8.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
No gain on the play.
They'll try to pound it in with Ricard. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. And the question now, can the Patriot defense hold firm again on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this, let's try to get it in the end zone?
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Steamers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And incomplete on the deep ball.
But listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
And this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Back now in Memphis, Tennessee. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Going deep here for Parker. And this one is incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll run on 1st down. It's Berry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
He'll drop to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Throw left side complete. That's Quinn. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Ellison. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Jones now on 3rd down. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's a second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 47-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Rashawn Gary. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here's Jamie Gillen as he's on here to punt it away. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. New England's offense set to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Jones. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal, pushes him back big time. And now you figure the field goal team coming on 4th. 2nd down and goal. Jones. And throw right side complete to Parker. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal. Throwing Jones. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. And his kick is good. And that will swell the lead to 16. So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus, they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. On 1st down, it's Barry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've had a lot of chances but not much success, converting only 3 times. Here it's 3rd and 2, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw here. Able to, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. Now back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Perez. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. They'll look to throw now on first down.
That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. And he's taken down inside the 30.
11 more yards. That's another.
They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
That caught by Trimble.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Keeps himself upright. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Wide open receiver complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
it's a turnover on downs.
They'll run on first down. Ellison, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. They'll keep it on the ground. Ellison, and he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. On third down, Ellison, and he'll get nothing out of that one. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Patriots will take over possession here up at the 44.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for New England, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, it's just their third loss as they fall now to 10-3. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.